Before her, like a ghost from the past, the Red Hibiscus Hotel rose out of the early morning mist, giving the illusion of it being a castle in the sky. The Grand Hotel was a throwback to the days of excessive riches, when the wealthy traveled on cruise ships with an entourage of servants. It had been modernized, of course, but still retained its original charm, as it looked over the ocean with a majestic grandeur. The towering concrete structures that sat on the southerly end of Crimson Cay might be called luxury hotels, but they didn't have the class of the Red Hibiscus. Without being aware she was holding in a breath, Emma let it escape in a soft sigh of delight. Despite the exorbitant price she was paying for her room, the hotel was more than she'd hoped for. She'd never seen anything so elegantly beautiful in her life. She could have picked one of the high-rise luxury hotels on the south end of the island for a little less money, but she wanted less crowds and more personal service. She wanted to be pampered and spoiled and to experience an island adventure only the wealthiest took for granted. As a grade school teacher from Columbus, Ohio, Emma saved for years to make this dream come true. Instead of buying gifts, her family pitched in on birthdays and Christmas to add to her vacation fund. Several years later, Emma found herself with enough cash to spend 2 weeks on the island, in the lap of luxury. 2 weeks in paradise. The vacation of a lifetime, and I'm spending it alone. Stopping that thought before it took root, Emma reminded herself she was up for a little vacation fling if she had the opportunity. At home, she tended to be quiet and a bit reserved, but she promised herself she would leave that person behind on the mainland for 2 weeks. On Crimson Cay, she could be whoever she wanted. Noticing the doorman watching her expectantly, she brushed auburn curls out of her face and smiled. "Sorry, this is my first time on the island, and I was admiring the view." "Certainly, miss. It is lovely." The uniformed man flashed a friendly smile as he opened the door for her. "Welcome to the Red Hibiscus. My name is William, if you should need anything." She pointed to a woman watching them patiently from the counter. "Gina will have your papers ready, if you wish to check in now. Have a nice visit, Miss Collins." Emma started to ask how he knew her name, but just as quickly bit back her question before she made a fool of herself. The limo driver, she thought. He must call the desk as he's pulling into the hotel room to let them know which guest is arriving. Registration went smoothly, and she was just about to enter the elevator when another guest arrived. Turning to look at the newcomer, Emma felt her heart lurch in response to the man she was staring at. He was attractive, in a hard sort of way, but more than attractive, he was intriguing. She could picture him as a spy, an assassin, or a covert ops soldier. He had that kind of presence about him, something secretive and dark. I'll have to do a sketch when I get to the room so I don't forget any details. As a hobby artist, Emma often sketched people she found interesting. They didn't have to be attractive, but she noticed bone structure and life experience in faces. Right now, her fingers were itching to sketch this man's features. The man striding across the lobby had incredible bone structure, and he moved with cat-like grace. His long legs and wide shoulders seemed to flow in harmony as he crossed the reception area with purposeful, confident steps. Emma noticed his dark hair was escaping from its band, and his intense blue eyes looked slightly fatigued, as if he'd been traveling for a while. He smiled politely at Gina, curving his sensuous lips for the briefest of moments. Despite the courteous smile, Emma thought his mouth looked a bit stern, and his jaw had a stubborn hardness about it that indicated he didn't give many concessions. He seemed so utterly confident and disturbingly male that she found herself licking her lips in appreciation.